Have you ever looked up at the night sky and seen something you just couldn't explain? A light that moved in impossible ways, pulsed with an otherworldly glow, or simply appeared and vanished without a trace? For the residents of a small, remote valley in central Norway, this isn't a once-in-a-lifetime event. It's a regular occurrence. Welcome to Hessdalen, the Valley of Strange Lights. For decades, this quiet, sparsely populated area has been the stage for one of the world's most baffling and persistent scientific mysteries. We're talking about the Hessdalen Lights. These aren't just your average shooting stars or distant airplanes. Witnesses have described brilliant yellow, white, or red lights, sometimes the size of a car, hovering silently in the air for minutes, even hours. They've been seen zipping through the valley at incredible speeds, then stopping on a dime. Some appear as single orbs, others as clusters of lights that seem to move with intelligent coordination. The phenomenon reached its peak in the early 1980s. Between December 1981 and the middle of 1984, the lights were so frequent, sometimes appearing 15 to 20 times a week, that it sparked a wave of international interest. Tourists, journalists, and scientists flocked to this remote Norwegian valley, all hoping to catch a glimpse of the spectral dance in the sky. It was this intense period that truly put Hessdalen on the map as a global hotspot for unexplained aerial phenomena. But these sightings weren't new. Local folklore and stories passed down through generations speak of strange lights in the sky long before the 1980s boom. These ghost lights were woven into the fabric of the community's history, a mysterious but accepted part of life in the valley. What changed was the scale and frequency of the activity, turning local legend into a scientific puzzle demanding an answer. So what could possibly be causing these incredible displays? This is where the story gets really interesting. Scientists from around the world have proposed a whole spectrum of theories, from the mundane to the truly extraordinary. Let's start with the more conventional explanations. Some have suggested that the lights are simply misidentified known objects, car headlights reflecting off clouds, aircraft, or even distant planets. But these theories quickly fall short when you consider the detailed eyewitness accounts and the data collected. These lights perform maneuvers that defy the capabilities of any known conventional aircraft. They hover silently, accelerate instantly, and sometimes seem to pulsate or change shape. Another early idea was ball lightning, a rare and poorly understood atmospheric phenomenon. While some characteristics might match, ball lightning is typically a very short-lived event, lasting only a few seconds. The Hessdalen lights, on the other hand, have been observed remaining stationary or moving slowly for over an hour in some cases, which makes the ball lightning hypothesis an unlikely fit for many of the sightings. This is where science had to get creative. In 1983, a group of Norwegian and Swedish researchers launched Project Hessdalen. Armed with cameras, radar, magnetometers, and other sophisticated equipment, they set up a permanent observation station to study the lights systematically. Their goal was to move beyond anecdotal reports and capture hard, verifiable data. And they succeeded. They managed to photograph the lights, track them on radar, and measure their spectral properties. The data confirmed what witnesses had been saying all along. These were real physical phenomena. The radar data was particularly compelling, showing targets that corresponded with the visual sightings, but were not transponding like normal aircraft, meaning they weren't broadcasting the standard identification signals. The data from Project Hessdalen and subsequent research has led to some fascinating and more complex scientific theories. One of the leading hypotheses suggests that the valley itself is a kind of natural battery. The geology of Hessdalen is unique. One side of the valley is rich in copper, while the other side is rich in iron and zinc. The river that flows through the valley floor contains sulfurous water, creating an electrolyte. This setup could essentially function like a giant battery, with the two sides of the valley acting as electrodes. Under certain atmospheric conditions, this could generate a significant electrical charge, ionizing the air and dust particles to create pockets of glowing plasma. This valley battery theory could explain the energy source behind the lights. Building on this idea, another theory proposed by Italian scientist Dr. Jader Monari focuses on the concept of Coulomb crystals, or dusty plasma. This theory suggests that radon gas, which is naturally released from the ground in the valley, decays and ionizes dust particles in the air. These ionized particles can then cluster together under the influence of the valley's electric field, forming a stable, glowing orb of plasma. This model could explain why the lights can appear solid, change shape, and remain stable for long periods. It's a complex piece of atmospheric physics, but it offers a plausible natural explanation for a seemingly supernatural event. But even with these advanced scientific models, some pieces of the puzzle don't quite fit. Some reports describe the lights appearing to split into smaller lights or multiple lights merging into one. Others claim the lights have reacted to their presence, for example, by brightening when a flashlight is shone at them, and then there are the reports of lights appearing inside buildings or seemingly scanning the landscape with beams of light. These more bizarre accounts are harder to explain with current plasma models alone, which keeps the door open to more unconventional possibilities. Naturally, when you have a mystery this profound, you're going to get theories that push the boundaries of known science. And yes, that includes the extraterrestrial hypothesis, the idea that these lights are intelligently controlled probes or spacecraft from another world is, for many, a compelling explanation for their seemingly non-random movements and advanced flight characteristics. While scientists generally steer clear of this conclusion due to the lack of direct evidence, it remains a popular theory among ufologists and the public. After all, the light's behavior is so strange, it's easy to see why people might look to the stars for an answer. Today, the Hessdalen lights continue to appear, although not with the same intense frequency as in the early 80s. The Hessdalen Automatic Measurement Station, or Hessdalen AMS, continues to operate, capturing data 24/7. It's a testament to the enduring nature of this mystery. Scientists, students, and enthusiasts still make the pilgrimage to the valley, hoping to witness the phenomenon firsthand and contribute to solving the puzzle. What makes the Hessdalen story so captivating is that it sits right at the intersection of folklore, eyewitness testimony, and rigorous scientific inquiry. It's a real-world X-file. We have a tangible, repeatable phenomenon that we can study, yet it continues to defy a single, simple explanation. It forces us to question our understanding of the natural world and to consider that there might be forces and processes at play in our own atmosphere that we are only just beginning to comprehend. Are they a geological quirk, a complex plasma phenomenon, or something else entirely? The Valley of Hessdalen holds its secrets close, but with every new observation and every new theory, we get a little closer to shining a light on this incredible mystery. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into one of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries. What do you think is causing the Hessdalen lights? Let me know your theories in the comments below.